Some time ago on this channel, I made a video about how to finally overcome people pleasing. And it's been some time since now and when I recorded that video. And what has become very apparent to me through very much my own process and diving deeper into this is that there is in fact one crucial element to overcoming people pleasing. And in this video, I want to go more into what that is, but specifically in light of something called performative masculinity. Okay, people pleasing and performative masculinity are actually the same behavior pattern. And the similarity, or what connects them, is the fact that one is seeking validation, approval, confirmation from the outside world. All right, one gives up their own center, their own power, in order for something outside of themselves to make them feel okay. What this really looks like is a belief that if I behave a certain way, I will be received or seen a certain way by the outside world. And when I am seen in that certain way from the outside world, I can then finally feel okay about myself. I can be at ease. I can feel confident. I can feel loved. Because that is actually what it is at its core. It's this seeking to be loved. Now, when it comes to performative masculinity, what this looks like is men feeling this pressure to be present, be grounded, be responsible, have clarity, have certainty, be confident, be outgoing, be charming, be good in bed. All of these benchmarkers which we are conditioned with, particularly now in today's age with social media and this topic of masculinity being so prevalent, being such a hot conversation topic. There's so much given out there, the kind of ABC list of what makes you a man. And I personally find it nauseating, all right? Not least because these are all things I aspire to, I struggle with myself, but because it solidifies this performative mindset, all right? So many guys come across this material or they hear people talking about it and suddenly they feel that they've got to step up. And in many cases, there is a truth to this, all right? Yet, the danger is that it enforces this performative mindset. Okay, so long as I am grounded, so long as I am more present, so long as I am more masculine, etc., then the world outside of me will see me in a certain way. Okay? The world will see that I am reliable, I am trustworthy, I am disciplined, I am, you name it, strong, confident, a man, ultimately. And if you're able to see this, what it leads men to do is just constantly seeking after this reception from the outside world. And you can check with yourself whether you are acting from performative masculinity or whether you are acting from grounded, embodied integrity, just by checking in with yourself, like, who am I doing this for? Now, again, the reality is that we do want to be there for our families, our partners, our businesses, you name it. We do want to show up in a way where, we have responsibility or we're leading with integrity. All of these things are admirable things to aspire to. Yet, So long as it's in order to please someone else, one is acting from this lack. It's if I act in a certain way, I get seen in a certain way, and then I feel good. Because ultimately, what men are seeking is this respect, is this admiration from others. It's ultimately to be loved, right? Not to be abandoned or rejected. The fear underneath of that. But ultimately, the only way to overcome this, whether it's performative masculinity or people pleasing, i.e. seeking validation from the outside world, is self-love. And again, I know this is a word that gets used so much in self-development circles, and it can be quite elusive. But all of those feelings that you are seeking to get when you are seen in a certain way by the outside world, you need to understand at the end of the day, it's only you who can give yourself those feelings. All right? The feeling of being respected, of being loved, admired, whatever it is. All right? Only you can give yourself those feelings. You can never rely on someone else to make you feel a certain way. And this is ultimately radical self-responsibility, and it is the key to overcoming these behavior patterns, whether it is nice guy syndrome, people pleasing, or this performative masculinity, which I see getting propagated in younger men specifically, because the topic of masculinity has become such a hot topic in culture and on social media. But at the end of the day, unless you are filling up your own cup and you're coming into the world, you're showing up with a full cup, you will always be looking for others to do that from yourself. And it's shaky ground to begin with. No one's going to be able to feel your full presence, your full integrity, so long as that is the case. Now, how does one love themselves? It's, this can be lifetime's work, in my opinion. But ultimately, what I am suggesting here in this video is to check in with the belief systems you are operating from. Are you operating from the belief, if I do X, others will think Y of me, and when others think Y of me, I will feel Z. All right, so you can fill in your own X, Y, Z in whatever format is present, reflective of your current situation. So if you have this belief system, check in with yourself and know that that end result, I will feel, is an inner job. All right, that is self-love. You need to be radically selfish in this regard and just know that no matter what anyone else thinks of you, which at the end of the day you can't control anyway, you can still love yourself. Right? You can still appreciate yourself. You can still admire yourself, respect yourself, and hold on to your own anchored self, and not constantly having your focus on the outside world. Because you can feel it. It's an insecureness in a person when they're looking for an approval or to get some sort of reaction, reception from another. And once you start loving yourself fully, you will overcome that impulse to behave in a certain way, to please others, to bite your tongue, to hold your authentic expression back, because you're no longer reliant on another person's reception to feel okay about yourself. All right, it doesn't matter actually if someone receives you in perhaps a negative way or they judge you, because at the end of the day, you love yourself enough that you're not afraid to show your full self. You're not asking anything approval-wise from another person. And from there, your relationships can be a lot more authentic, and you will become more grounded and self-assured in yourself. So, to recap, the crucial element to overcoming people-pleasing or performative masculinity is, at the end of the day, an awareness of your belief system, okay? And it is starting with self-love first and foremost.